Linda's back. We so last time we had you were on the panel.
Yeah.
So it was the three of us. So we didn't really get to dive too much into you and your story and stuff. We kind of just we kept it about. It was actually a really cool quote. I went back and revisited the episode, and it was the quote was, "The wound is where the light enters."
Yeah.
And so we talked about that. But I'm super excited to have you on today, and obviously I'm really excited about what you got going on here. We'll talk all about the new school and stuff, um, but I'd love to do just a little bit of a backstory, not just for everybody, but sort of for myself too, because I don't think I've ever gotten to really hear your full story as much as you're comfortable sharing. But
Yeah.
where'd you come from? Like
Where did I come from? So I'll tell you a little bit about, I guess, like me, I guess. Is that what you want? Like,
yeah.
so my dad and my mom are from El Paso, Texas. My dad joined the military, the Air Force. I think not by choice. He was either like he was in college
Mm.
and spending a lot of money, having a great time. And my grandpa was like, okay, like the draft is happening and you're not going to college anymore. So pick your poison, but you're not going to college anymore because you're messing everything up.
Yeah.
So he decided to join the Air Force. And so, yeah, we moved around. I was born in Cannon Air Force Base, Clovis, New Mexico. And we did a lot of traveling. And yeah, I was an Air Force brat. My dad served over 25 years in the United States Air Force. I and I have to say, my experience growing up probably has a lot to do with who I am and the way I do things. I think we all do, right? Like we're all like kind of products of our environment and also products of our childhood and our parents. But I was an only child and always been super loud. My mom was always jokes that people have always said that, well, you must have a lot of kids because it's really noisy back there. She's like, no, it's what. So yeah, it's just me. And yeah, my dad retired in Williams Air Force Base, Arizona, which is right outside of Gilbert. And my parents decided to stay there in that area. And I went to school there and junior high, high school. And it's kind of the first time I was really in public school. It was different because when I went to school on the base, it was just, kids were constantly moving in and out because of, getting shuffled around, with orders and stuff. Um, but yeah, I grew up and then I decided I always wanted to go to Arizona State. So, a lot of detours, but it took me 7 years to graduate. I joke I'm not a doctor, but I went to school for 7.
Right.
So, yeah, that was about it. I have a funny degree. I started off as wanting to be a veterinarian. I always wanted to be a veterinarian until I worked for a veterinarian, and I don't like when animals bite. I forgot that part. Yeah, they're so I forgot they do bite. So I was like, nah, I'm set.
Yeah.
So then, I have a degree in agricultural business. It's done me a lot of good.
Yeah. Right. It's a lot of degrees.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I do so much with it. I mean, I plant all kinds of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I do that. And then, kind of hung around making mistakes, right? Living like an idiot. And I got into the alcohol industry at a very young age. I would say probably 18 or 19.
What was the entrance into that? like that's agricultural business to the alcohol business seems
Well, so we weren't poor, but we didn't they didn't have money for school or clothes or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I started working early. My first job was at McDonald's, and because I wanted my own clothes because I was the kind of kid that we would get clothes at the beginning of the school year, And they're like, that's your 5 outfits? That's all you get
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
And as a girl, like that's not a thing, especially in high school, and your friends are,
I can only imagine.
you gotta. So I got a job and I worked in a place called Merry Go Round, like all the trendy old clothes and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But anyway, I, I don't know where we left off.
Well, just like
How did I get into alcohol?
how'd you get into alcohol?
Boy, oh boy, that's a that's a fun question. Ah. How do I answer this?
At this point, it doesn't matter. I'm excited no matter, no matter what you're gonna say.
I had to pay for. Listen. I got a job working at a strip club,
Yeah.
bartending,
Okay.
and I did that for I don't know, maybe like 4 years,
Okay.
kind of between different clubs. And I was also a juice tender, which means it was just like juice, soda. So yeah, it was crazy. Saw more than I wanted to see in my life.
You're kidding. My uncle owned bars and specifically a couple of like clubs where they had strippers and stuff. And yeah, we we spent some time in the back of that bar after they were closed,
After they were closed.
after
Yeah.
they were closed. And yeah, yeah, when you're 15, 16 years old playing pool with strippers and the conversation's super interesting.
You know what? They're just like us. They're
Sure.
trying to make a buck.
Sure.
They're trying to make a buck. They're trying to pay for whatever. They're trying to figure things out. Usually I was young, they were young. You don't really know, like, if you don't have any direction, so
Yeah.
it sounds like a fun time, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but it's also it's got trouble written all over it.
For sure.
You can fall very quickly into drugs because it's just that.
Everywhere, yeah.
It's everywhere, but it's like really there. You can fall into. I'm sure they could fall into prostitution, all kinds of different things. So yeah, it was crazy. And then like at one point during this whole like chapter of my life where I was doing it, and the reason I got into it and stayed in it was the money. Like it was incredible. Like at that age, I was pulling in. I mean, for a kid, okay, I'm pulling in probably $700 to $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
Bartender.
Yeah.
I'm not even taking my clothes off. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even need to do what you're doing. Like you guys do that, and I'll just be back here talking shit like I normally do.
Yeah.
And I get paid. Like you tip me to talk shit to you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would
That's
have.
exactly what you're being tipped.
Right? I'm great at that,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and I think that's where I learned to like talk to people and, especially like different ages and, but at the end of the day, I think people are just like, when they came in there and you think about it, like, I don't think they're like looking for like anything like sexual. They're just looking for like connection,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other like dudes out there that are, like down with that, but at the end of the day, I think people are just like looking for some sort of like connection, someone to talk to relate, and that's it, you know?
I've talked to women that have actually been in prostitution before, and um and they all kind of have similar stories. It's like half of the guys that come to them don't even want sex. They just want to talk to them for an hour, or like they're just so lonely. I think that's something that we should be more aware of. Like maybe not judge the industry so fast until you realize what percentage of the population is actually serving, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's the best choice for some,
Well, a
but
little bit. Like it's how do they say it? Like hate the sin, not the sinner,
absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And it's not it's really, I promise you, like I spent so many years in it, and I would see dudes just come in, have their lunch, and just want to chat with somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And after chat with the girl or whatever, and maybe they get like 2 table dances. Wow, he's out $10. he got a free lunch, and he's gonna come hang out with me in the bar. And I'm gonna talk some shit, like say
Yeah.
some really absurd, crazy crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and he's out.
Yeah.
Goes back to his, goes back to work and whatever. Um, very rare was it, I think, anything sort of super dark. I mean, it could have gotten. I'm sure it did.
Sure.
But what got me out of it was I was working at like a juice tender, and I was starting to work nights. And at the time, the women didn't really bartend at night. They didn't, because they had the guys do it, and because things can get a little unruly.
Sure.
So I guess one particular night, and it was one of the nights that I had gotten off. A couple guys came in after the club shut down. It was like 3 a.m. They came in and they shot up the place.
Yeah.
And robbed it.
Yeah.
And I was like, could have been me.
Yeah.
I could have been working that night.
Easy.
And they killed, I think, 2 people. They killed the bartender. They killed the manager.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, let me go try just a regular nightclub.
Yes.
Well, let me like roll the dice to get crazier.
Yeah.
Because it did get crazier there.
Yeah.
So then I went and started working in nightclubs. And, the money's great. Paid for a lot of my college, put me through, paid for everything, really. I worked in a Mexican restaurant. So I was working, I worked at a chiropractor in the day. And then I worked at a Mexican restaurant. And then the Mexican restaurant on the other side turned into a nightclub. I worked there. And then I worked in another nightclub. So, at that age, and it was what I try to explain to Angel is like, I was always in the party, but I was serving I was never like getting like trash.
Right.
But I was at the party.
Right.
I was serving the drinks.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't mind doing it now, because that's what I've always done.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I got into it. And then one of my friends at the nightclub came to me. He's like, hey, I told him I was getting ready to graduate. He's like, you know what? You should see if you can get an internship at my distributor. I was like, okay. So checked it out, got the internship, graduated. They hired me shortly after. I was only there for like 2 months, and hired me, and I worked for the distributor for a few years, maybe a couple years or so, a year or so. And then it got bought, and it transitioned. It got bought a few times. And then finally at the end, after 9 years being in the distribution side of the business, I decided to call it quits. And then I went, and then, took a small stint for a break, doing some other silly stuff, and like selling supplements or something. And then I decided I was really, really smart. Kind of made me it makes me feel like I'm doing this again, like I'm really smart. So I was like, oh, I'll start my own business.
Yeah.
So me and my friend, we were partners on a alcohol distribution company. And we opened up a distribution company. And I found out real quick, I had no clue what I was doing. I know how to sell. I know the laws as far as like retailer, supplier, like it's like that.
Yeah. But
But I didn't know the laws for the wholesaler to the government. And that's where I got hurt. After about 2 years of operation, and we were doing well. So it was right when the economy crashed. I want to say 2007, 8, something like that. Economy crashes. And people were like losing their homes and all that stuff.
and how's
Remember the bubble that get popped, and so started the business then, and we were selling 30 packs of beer for $12.99.
Yeah.
And we would put ping pong balls in them, and we'd drop them at the college, 300 cases, boom, and
Done.
Then we had another product called Pitbull. And the state really loved me. Okay, I want you to. They really loved me. It was the first 24-ounce can of malt liquor at 12% alcohol that came into the state of Arizona.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the homeless people there, they were getting it. They were
Yeah.
getting after it for $1.79.
Sure.
Getting after it, buying a 24-ounce can. So I brought that in, and we were just killing it for like, I don't know, 8 months.
Yeah.
It was killing it. We're like, oh my God, we're doing well. We even hired people. We hired a delivery driver. We're like,
Yeah.
yes. And then the state's like, guess what? You haven't been paying your taxes. I'm like, yeah, we have. They're like, no, no, no. You get to pay a luxury tax. What do you mean? What's this luxury tax?
Yeah.
Because you deal in spirits and alcohol, you get to pay another tax. So we got hit with another tax, and we were like, oh.
Yeah.
And now we're backed up 2 years, so we have to pay, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't fun.
Not fun.
No. So yeah, we did that. I did that. And then about year 3, my partner lost his house. And I was also close to like not making payments. We were struggling.
Yeah.
Because government had to get their cut.
Sure.
So we were like barely surviving. We had to pay our taxes. And you know, so year 3, my partner's like, I'm out. Buy me out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And then I learned another lesson. Contracts. So when we originally did the contract, we went through like LegalZoom or some BS.
Yeah.
I'm not dogging LegalZoom, like it's great, but if you don't read it, you can get yourself into a lot of crap. So in there was, if one of the partners doesn't want to do business anymore or doesn't want to proceed, they have the right to shut the business completely down. Even if you want to continue,
Yeah.
they can shut it down. And I'm like, and he pulled that out. He's like, pay me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So
Pay me or shut it down.
pay me or shut it down, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, you can go back and get a job. And I'm like, bro, I have like everything invested in this. At the time, my son was like maybe 4.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm all in. Like I took my 401k out and I went all in.
Yeah.
And so anyway, yeah, it was crazy. So I ended up at the same time while this is happening, one of the distributors, Anheuser-Busch, Hensley and Company, big distributor in Arizona, they were watching what we were doing. And they were like, we like what you're doing. We want to buy that brand. You're like, what? You want to buy one of our brands? So when you acquire a brand and you take on the rights and the footprint to it, you have rights to it. And now whatever you do with it and you develop it, if somebody else wants it, you can sell it to them.
Yeah.
Right. And the supplier just has to agree and whatever. So it's like, I could forget 3 times the selling rate, like case or whatever, then they multiply it and then that's what they pay. So we ended up going through negotiations with, this is a big boy. This is Anheuser-Busch. This is no joke. So we're going there, we're going negotiation, they lowball us, of course. At the end of the day, we ended up walking out with like, I think a little over 80 grand. Oh, for selling a brand.
Yeah.
Which we only, at the time, it was called Beer 30. It was out of like,
Okay.
it was crazy. Like,
yeah. Perfect.
Right? This is the kind of cat I am. So
it was destined for success. I can't understand.
They bought it for 80 grand.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, cool, I
can't believe you let go of Beer 30.
And it was the packaging was purple. I was like, really? Like, what about my others? Like, you don't want any of this other like cool stuff? You want that? Okay, whatever. Like, oh, whatever. So we sold it, and it just so happened, we took out a loan from his dad. We paid his dad, paid everything. By the end of it and buying my partner out, I was no money.
Yeah.
I was out.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, now I have a business. I'm a distributor company. I have to figure this out.
Yeah.
So there I am peddling beer I started bringing in alcohol, started doing all that. I peddled it for like another year and a half. And then my family was like, listen, you have a young kid. You're like carrying a lot of money on you. Super dangerous. You're going in the hood. Like you're like, you know what I mean? This is not probably a good idea. It's not like a long, like how long are you going to be doing this?
Yeah.
And you're working weekends, like you're tired.
Yeah.
Cause you figure I'm bringing in every 2 weeks, you know, I think 27 pallets of 30 packs.
Sure.
Unloading that. I don't have a dock. So I'm having to unload it by chain with a forklift.
Yeah.
Me, like this clown right here, like I don't know these things. It's kind of like this, like drywall. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So it's like I learned how to do these things. I learned how to drive a truck. I learned how to run a forklift. I learned how to get loads out with even if you don't have a dock or things like that. Using chains and I think my dad was really like kind of proud because he would help me every once in a while, but at the same time he like we go in the hood. He's like
Yeah.
he'd be like, "Lou, what are we doing?" Oh my, we're selling beer, man.
I ended up carrying a gun when I had that kind of work. Like I worked for a guy for a while, and he would have me go um, down into like neighborhoods in Del Paso Heights or whatever, and serve tenants with notices that they have a new landlord. And so you'd literally walk up, and
Yeah,
like, or I'd drive my truck down the street, and then I'd be ca- I'd be carrying a handful of cash because I've got to go place a bid on a property or something, like there's all these different little odd jobs. And it's like I'm carrying a bundle of cash in a fairly decent truck into a neighborhood where everybody would love to have those things.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I ended up getting my CCW. So I was like, babe, because Michelle was like, dude, I'm
What are
like,
you
yeah,
doing,
what
right?
are you doing?
Yeah, like, and I wasn't carrying a gun,
Yeah,
and I have a delivery truck, and you don't think that they're like I'm in the hood.
yeah,
You don't think that they're watching me?
yeah,
I'm like at the time I mean I'm probably about the same weight, 120 something pounds, 125 pounds,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm carrying around a fanny pack like
yeah, yeah,
with 10 grand in it.
yeah.
It's not a lot of money, but to them it's a lot of money.
So anybody, it's
Listen, it would have been like whatever. Like if I'd have had $20 on it, give me the beat down for $20.
right.
So
Same thing.
yeah, I did get a gun. I've always, always, always considered getting a gun.
Sure.
And now I have something else, but
Yeah.
something similar.
Yeah.
Not so lethal, but it'll hurt.
Yeah.
um,
Burn again.
I did. I got one of
I
those.
got one too.
They're awesome.
I got Michelle one for the truck because I was like, that way, it's like completely legal and at least it would get you a couple of shots off before like hopefully.
I just need to get away.
Yeah.
That's my whole even with jujitsu, that's always been the I guess the background for me of wanting to do it is I just need to get away.
Sure.
I need to be able to know that I have some sort of skill sets
Yeah.
because I'm not going to beat your ass.
What?
I'm not going to beat Jordan's ass. I'm not going to be I'm not going to be able to take on, I struggle with, Wes, who's probably 150 pounds.
Well, if it's any consolation, I struggle with Wes too.
Well, it's because Wes is
Wes is a killer.
Wes is a wrist locking.
Yeah, he is just a killer.
Yeah. So yeah, it's always been like I gotta figure it out. Anyway, so fast forward, I get out. My parents you gotta figure this out. My parents aren't together, but they have come together in this
Intervention.
intervention. It was like an intervention. I'm not kidding you. Like I go to my house and the kitchen table, and I was like, my dad, his wife, my mom, and they're like, sit down. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to rehab. So yeah,
Booze is ruining your life. You're like, I don't even drink it.
I didn't have time to drink. I've never even tasted anything we sold. That's what's so crazy. That's so nuts. So yeah, I get a job. I was like, all right. So I applied, and I'm kind of like throwing stuff out there. Like I don't even care what I'm throwing. So I throw out my resume to Heineken, and I put it in for North Carolina. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have some family in North Carolina. It's the worst thing, right? I go to North Carolina. Who knows? I don't even know. I don't even know really. I've been there once.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's
Out.
marketed
They're
as North
like,
Carolina.
hey, they offer me and they're like, well, they first offered me Charlotte. And that's what I was applying for. I was like, oh, I like Charlotte. Like, cool. And then they were like, no, we have a better job for you. Pays more, higher up, but it's in Raleigh.
Raleigh, yeah.
I get my map out. I'm like, Raleigh. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Lost my house. My the government, what is it? Sally Mae or whatever, they came and took my house, and I'm like, take it.
Yeah.
Take it. I'm out. I'm going to Raleigh. So went to Raleigh and ended up working for Heineken there for about 4.5 years. And during this entire time, I'm going to say this. I've had crappy bosses.
Okay.
Like the worst. And I finally get to Heineken and I have an amazing boss who believes in me, trusts me, coaches me, lets me make mistakes. And I excelled. Like I excelled and I caught the attention of HR. And they were like, hey, we want to fast pass. We want to like move you to the next level.
Yeah.
How about New Jersey? I'm like, no, I don't do snow. I'm not about
no snow for you.
I don't do none of it. Like I don't like any of it. I don't like snow. I don't like cold. I don't like snow. It's not for me. But I'm fascinated with people who do love it because I'm like,
I love it.
Doesn't the snow get in your pants and you're cold and your nose is running and you're got
wow. I mean, there's an element of that, but it doesn't. I mean, I don't get it in my pants very often, but I suppose that could be a thing.
But then your feet get wet, like things.
No, because I wear waterproof boots and I go out in it like prepared for it. If you go out in the snow and you're not prepared for it, it's going to suck. If anything is going to suck if you're not prepared for it.
I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. I like it. Then my hand, like everything's like, there's just something I'm uncomfortable.
What about like, would you be into like going to one of these igloos where you can see the northern lights, like up in, you know what I mean? Like the view's not worth it.
I went to Alaska and because I was like, I have to go to Alaska to see northern lights, right? Yeah. So I had this opportunity when I worked for another Lucas Bowles, and I was like, I'm going to go to Alaska. Alaska. I'm going to apologize to Alaska right now. No. It is Walmart. It is straight up Walmart. Like, yeah. And to me, my personal hell is snow and Walmart. And that's where I went.
Okay. I think I can hang with you on the Walmart thing. But what do you mean? Like, okay, because first of all, Alaska is like 100 times bigger than any of us realizes, right? Like we all think, oh, Alaska's just no. It's huge.
Yeah.
Right. And there's so much of it that's not even accessible most of the time.
No.
So what do you mean it's Walmart? Like how, like.
It's just like, when you get in the Walmart parking lot,
yeah,
and like you have to mentally prepare yourself for what you're going to see. The whole like vibe changes and that's what happened.
Okay.
And I was like, whoa.
Okay.
It's definitely, that's so mean, but the people are nice.
But you were an outsider? Like, what is that?
No, it's just like, it's busted.
Okay. Okay.
It was just, and maybe I'm bougie. I don't know, but
I think that probably what you experienced was it's such harsh conditions.
It's so hard.
Right. And so the people that live there, they're not prioritizing the same things that we prioritize because of the climate that we live in. Right.
Yeah.
You can choose not to carry an extra pair of dry boots and a parka when you're us. But that means you die where they are. Right. So, I mean.
So I did a trade show in Alaska and the people, like, they were so nice. They're nice, but they're also very kind of skittish because they're like,
sure,
you're like very like city folk, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, hey, how's it going? And you're like, I'm a salesman, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was different. Like they were like either missing a digit,
sure,
or a tooth.
But see,
But it might,
that's what comes from living in a place where bears wander into your house. You know what I mean? Like,
true.
what if you had to fight a bear? Yeah, you might end up a finger or two less than you started out with.
Maybe frostbite.
They know
Maybe
what
it came up.
they know what they're getting into.
But they pay you to live there, bro.
But some people do. But think of any show that you've ever seen about Alaska. The people that live there, they're choosing that lifestyle for themselves.
100%. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it's not an easy life.
And I'm a survival guy. I'm like, let's go out in the woods and never mess around and sleep under the stars. But I think Alaska's too much for me. Like, I don't think
Bro, you're not ready for Alaska. It will break you.
Ready for Alaska.
It will break you. I want you should go. Like, if you ever take, like, a lot of people go fishing trips.
I'm gonna do that.
Go do that, and then let me know.
Because I've seen them pull halibut that are like,
oh yeah,
like
10 like I have friends that go, and it's amazing. I try to get on a fishing boat, but it's like they'll be like, okay, meet me at the bar and look for the guy in the red, and you're like, what if I get what happens?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you just disappear.
Yeah.
You're a feature now in the wilderness.
It was not for me. But anyway, back to the story I have. So stay with Heineken. They moved me. They're like, hey, what about New Jersey? I'm like, no. And by the way, the guy, when I took the job in Raleigh, they were like, one of the things I asked is, does it snow in Raleigh, North Carolina? And they're like, because this is how much I hate snow.
Sure.
Does it snow in Raleigh, North Carolina? Like, no, it never is. It's beautiful, Linda.
Yeah.
It snowed every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
But I do say this. The one thing I did like were snow days.
Sure.
That's like awesome. I
Yeah.
should have.
It's a shutdown thing.
Yeah. They should shut it down. Like, it's kind of like COVID, shut it down.
Yeah.
But it only lasts for like a couple days.
Have you ever been to Disneyland when it's raining? Very similar phenomena.
Oh.
Like, everyone just leaves. And then you're like, oh, Disneyland's completely empty.
Oh.
And it's raining. You're like, okay. I remember one time being a kid, and we came at the end of the day, came back to the hotel. We were all just like, we'd been drenched all day,
Yeah.
And I turned on the TV in the hotel, and LA News was saying massive flooding all over the city. And they were showing these like full storm drains where like cars were driving by and making little waves off of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, massive flooding. Like, they had, standing water in the gutters because they're just not used to that kind of weather. So, I mean, there's levels to it, right?
Yeah. There's levels to the weather, right?
Yeah.
And it's how do you want to tell that story?
I've had some miserable times in the really cold, like on fishing trips, getting completely drenched and it's freezing out there. Like, that's uncomfortable sometimes.
But see, you prepared for it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it failed.
And it failed.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't want it to fail.
Well, it's a great life lesson, though. Like, sometimes you can prepare as much as you think you need to, or more than you think you need to, and still be unready for things, like, and so it was a great lesson for me. It's a great story to tell now, but it wasn't comfortable in the moment. But I think that's the nature of most stories that become fun to tell later, right? Is like, yeah, I suffered, but I don't remember now, like, the feeling of suffering in that moment. I just remember, like, coming out of the story and, like a little more badass and,
yeah,
like
a little bit more broke.
I've probably, I probably almost died several times, like, sometimes I tell these stories, excuse me. And people would be like, dude, like, that sounds really dangerous. I'm like, oh no, it felt really dangerous in the moment, but
I'm laughing about it now.
I'm laughing about it now, like I made it through. I don't know. I don't think I'm one of those thrill junkies, but I'm also someone who thinks the experience might be worth it sometimes. Like, the threat of
yeah. I mean, I think I am too. Like, I'm like, okay, I came out of it, and I'm like, I could tell a little story.
Yeah.
But I'm also a punk. I'm like, I just want to live keep it even, bro. Let's just keep it. Yes, keep it at 75 degrees. I'm good. You know?
Yeah.
Doesn't want that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's funny. So when did jiu-jitsu come into the picture?
In Raleigh. So I'm in Raleigh, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of just going to like gym and just get on the treadmill, do your, stupid whatever machines. And No, it's not stupid. Sorry, they're fun. For the
No,
people that like to work out. Sorry, Jeremy Buendia.
sorry,
They're fine. They're fun.
sorry, Tyler Braid.
Yeah, something
Sucks. I'm
I
sorry.
don't like. So I don't like. Yeah, I got bored. I got bored, but I was still like working out. I was
You know what does
running.
that to me is yoga. I want to do yoga so bad, and I'm so bored doing it.
I
I think that's why I let people put me in like really uncomfortable positions
just stretch
sometimes.
it out.
Yeah, just like, oh, this is okay. I'm like, oh, you know, I was like, ugh. Make them think that it's like hurting me, but it's really like, oh, could you like lay on the hip a little bit more?
A little pressure right there. Right there. Right there. Oh, there it is. And you hear that bubble. Did you hear that?
Flipping in here earlier today, but it'd be a pal, would you? Yeah, that's funny. But no,
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Yoga does that to me too.
Yeah, I'm not down with that one either.
Yeah.
But I tried then I got into like those like running, Tough Mudder. So I did a
Yeah.
couple of those, and I just sucked at them. Like like if you do the monkey bars and you go across, you try not to fall in the water. I'm like,
Yeah.
poop. I'm swimming it, whatever. I got that's just mud up in my nostrils and everything. Then anyway, I was like, I need to find something else. So right down the street, maybe less than a mile, there's a gym. And they have like women's fitness. And I'm like, kickboxing. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, let's give this a shot.
Yeah.
And there was like 20 women. They're all like got their own little like station. They're kicking the thing and and it's cute. And I'm like, oh, this is cute. This is fun.
This is so cute.
And then the one of the women that like was training there, I don't know if she was an instructor. I see her coming early. And she goes and before she starts, she's like jump roping like a boxer.
Mm.
I want to be like that.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I don't know what I want to be. I want to do that. So I was like, okay. I said, I'm going to trash what this is. I'm going to try Muay Thai. Because they have a Muay Thai. I'm going to try this. The guy was like, listen, beginners, you're not even going to do anything other than footwork for 3 months. That's all you're going to need. Maybe 4. I don't even know. But that's all you're doing is just footwork. That's all I did. That's all we did. We do the little ladder thing for months.
Yeah.
And stuck, punch. That's it. Nothing else. It was very like basic.
Yeah.
And then finally, he kind of like let us go into the class. And then I was like, well, okay. This is okay. But let me step it up a notch. So then I find Gracie Gym. And this place is like straight up Fight Club. It used to be underneath a restaurant in downtown Raleigh, and it was like this cave. It was dark. It was like bricks. It was underground as shit. You're like, we're gonna have some like chickens fighting each other or some shit up in here. It was just crazy. And I met some really great guys, like just wonderful people, like great instructors, and fell in love with that. And then we moved and we went to a bigger place. It was nice. And then I got a real dose of Muay Thai. I was like sparring with this guy, and I don't know, he teeped me in the stomach.
Oh.
And he hit me right in the solar plex, and I was like, I was done. Like I was done. And at that point, I was like, I'm not about this life.
Yeah, this is over.
I'm not about like it's cute, but I'm not getting hit.
Yeah.
I can't get hit. This is bull.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, you should do jujitsu. And I'm like, I don't want the man sweat on me. Because at the time, there was only dudes doing it.
Sure.
There was no chicks doing it. It was just dudes.
Sure.
And they were all just sweaty. And it just was like, what is going on? It looks stupid. But I stuck with the Muay Thai. I was like, I'll just do this. But I'm not getting hit. I'm not doing the sparring thing because I'm not. And then I moved out to Sacramento.
Mm.
And we go, I'm like, fine, right next door to me, the UFC Rockland.
Oh, yeah.
And I start taking, the kickboxing fitness stuff and doing that for a while. And I took privates with striking. So Mike Malott was my striking coach. Justin Wall was my striking coach. So, I'm pretty confident and I'm like, but I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Still don't want to get hit, but I can hit.
Same. Who wants to get hit?
I want to do the hitting and kicking.
Exactly.
I don't want that coming back at me. So anyway,
What's this thing? Everybody wants to be the hammer and no one wants to be the.
Nobody wants to be the nail.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's fun times. So one day.
Although we did pick jujitsu, which it turns out you end up being the nail for life. Right?
Well, but ego is also what drives it. Because you're like, it may not be today, but maybe tomorrow.
Sure.
Maybe tomorrow.
Sure.
And if you just get a little feather.
Yeah.
And even if like, it's so funny because now I think back, like I would roll with purple belt and I was white belt with a, oh, I got him. And I'd be like, I'm telling everybody else, man, fool, he lets you have that.
Absolutely.
So stupid. Like, at the time, but it was like, it kept me motivated.
Yeah.
So I think like, that's why, like, if you are an upper belt, let them have it.
Yeah.
Let them have it so they can feel energized about wanting to come back for the next time.
Sure.
Right. And then you're going to get punished.
Right. Right.
Because you got that one.
I've been listening to you talk about tapping me for a solid week now in this gym. Let's see you do it again.
Well, I've told Wes and Joe, I said, listen, the day I get you guys, and like straight up get you guys, I'm getting a billboard. I'm getting a billboard. I tapped you. I don't give a shit if that's the only time I got you, but if I get you. So don't ever let me get far because it is going to be an announcement.
Jordan always says, no, you'll hit me once. And enjoy it. Because that will be the last time you'll hit me with that.
Right.
I'm like, okay. It's really true. It's unbelievable. Okay, so
then I go to see this. So this girl, Heather, and Misha, and a bunch of there's like 4 girls. Like, Linda, you know what you should do? You should do jujitsu with us. I'm not doing that. A bunch of dudes. I don't want the dudes sweat on me. Like, no, it's just us. It's us girls. Well, you shouldn't do it. I'm like, all right, I'll try.
Yeah.
So Heather, I remember this day clearly. We're going, and she straight up tries the armbar. And she like, I didn't like it. Yeah. I didn't like it at all. It pissed me off.
I could understand that. Arm bars are unpleasant.
But I didn't know what to do. And I don't even know how it happened. I don't know, but that's when the light went on. And I'm like, this is some bullshit right here. Because she was about the same weight as me. And I'm like,
yeah.
How did this happen?
Yeah.
And
how are these tiny people manhandling me this way?
She could have broke my arm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, I'm not tapping. Absolutely. I'm not tapping. I'm going to choke. At the time, I put my hands on her face and I got out of it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, no, this is not going to work.
I walked into my first jiu-jitsu class and it was JT and Puya. I was like,
biggest people.
The hugest people in our gym. Like, what? What is this? They're like, oh, we're so excited to have you here. I'm like, I guarantee it. I can see they're drooling and they got this hungry look in their eyes. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So so they're like, I didn't like it, and that's when the light went on, the switch went off, and I'm like, my ego took over. I'm like, fuck this. Nobody is ever going to do some shit like that to me ever again. I don't know. And then I started taking a few classes and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm hooked. I love it. Yeah. But it took me I hated the gi. Yeah. It was so hot, sweaty. Yeah. But I fell in love. I was hooked. And then Chad Bingham came into my life and he started coaching at UFC. And I just I loved it. I felt it was to me and still is to me magic. Yeah. I see something and I'm like, wow, show me how to do that. Yeah. I want to do that. Show me how to do that. Even if it's not even super fancy, whatever. It could be some basic stuff, but you catch it because you caught someone they put their hand on the mat to defend something, and it's on. Yeah. You just need that gap. Yeah. And so I fell in love and I still think it's magic. It's why I love it. For me, that's what I love about it for me. The other part that I love about it and the reason for this gym, and I probably should have started with that. The reason for this gym is for the kids. Yeah. So I believe that the kids are the most important thing in as our job as adults to keep them safe, keep them healthy, be able to let them know that they have some confidence, protect themselves against something going on. Again, the whole thing for me is I got to get away, and that's what I tell you, kids: get away. Like you're not gonna beat me up, but you can get away.
Yeah, yeah,
You can get away.
yeah.
So that's really the reason is I want to be able to help as many kids, many as I can. And that's why it's funny. So I'm going to say Julio and I go back and forth on some aspects of business on this.
Sure.
And money, don't get me wrong, I have to pay a mortgage and stuff like that. But that's not my motivation. My motivation, again, is the kids, number one. Second is I think families need to learn to put down the screen, put down the phone.
Absolutely.
You know what? You can go anywhere you want out here and go to eat, and you see families all on phones, tablets, whatever. Nobody's interacting,
Yeah.
and I think I've been guilty of it. I used to shove a tablet in an angel's hand and be like, "Here," you know what I mean?
It was our generation.
Yeah. And so now it's like, no, I don't want that to happen for other people to make that mistake that I did.
Yeah.
And so if I can bring families onto the mat and kids, and listen, women, I'm not saying that you're going to beat up a dude, but you can get away, but you have to train with dudes.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe that.
Listen,
And it's a hard thing. That's a hard thing, right? Because so I almost never ask a woman to roll.
you asked me, bro.
Oh, I said almost never.
Okay, except for me.
Except for you. You're just sitting there outside the mat, not doing anything.
You go like, you want some of this smoke? And I'm like, okay.
But I trust you, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I would say yes. There's women that have asked me that I'm like, no, I don't think so.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why?
Because first things first, I'm generally considered strong even among the guy athletes in the gym.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge guy, but I'm a bigger guy, right? And I'm strong.
Yeah.
And so when I go with anybody, if not even a woman necessarily, but just somebody smaller than me or not as physically strong as me, there's always an element where I'm like, okay, not only now do I have to try to go as much technique as possible and not muscle it as much, but I also have to use my muscle to be careful because if I'm rolling with a guy, especially someone close to my size, I'm falling with my full weight on you. We're going, I'm smashing your face. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like the guys who roll with me that are giving me that, I'm like, okay, we're turning it up a little bit,
Yeah.
And there are some people that just, they don't have that situational awareness for themselves enough yet, where I feel like, well, I'm really just going to be spending this whole round trying not to fall on them or try. So,
Right.
so most of the time what I do is I start on my back.
Right.
And I just go, okay, do whatever you're gonna do, right? Like do whatever you're going to do.
Right.
But even like my normal game, inviting you in and then hitting you with the north-south sweep or whatever, then I usually just end up rolling you back on top.
Yeah. You're like,
Because I'm not going to play on top. Right. So I think that women do need to know what that feels like. They need to be, I hear so many like self-defense courses go, if you do this to a guy, it's going to, and I just sit there and I go, oh my God, like, please do more research than that. Because the reality is there are people with bad intentions out there that like, I learned in jiu-jitsu that there are people that can make me feel weak.
right. Right.
Right. Oh, Jimmy, but you know what I mean? Like I'm a strong guy, but then somebody else, there's always a bigger fish, right?
Right.
And so to your point, I would much rather watch that training be way more situational in, hey, the odds are somebody's going to land on you like this and be trying to get into this position on you. So
Right.
here are things that address specifically that can give you time to get out and
Right.
maybe escape,
Right.
And again, we're saying maybe.
Maybe. But this is the element that, like, scrap everything. Here's what I noticed at Blue Belt
Mhm.
and training and training and training and training. And now it's like it's complete. My nervous system is completely at ease
Mhm.
when I feel uncomfortable.
That's massive.
That's the whole part. That's the whole reason
Right.
is that when something is happening, you're not going to go, oh,
Right.
and freeze and be like, what do I do?
Yeah.
No, your nervous system has been already shocked so much that you're like, I'm being attacked. I'm in a really shitty situation.
Yeah.
I've got to weather the storm, and I'm not going to panic. I
Yeah.
can't panic. I have to keep my wits about me.
That's interesting. Like, because I think about that. I've thought about that in terms of like how it calms you and lets you get used to being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Right.
But I hadn't thought of it in the being able to mitigate panic while I'm being attacked mentality. You know what I mean? Like, there are other things that I've done to work on that, but I've never thought about jujitsu specifically in that place. It for some reason it just always was a jujitsu lesson. Like, you're comfortable being this, like if you got in a fight and you were on the street, yeah, you would know what to do and
Right.
you'd be comfortable and calm.
Right.
But I think that's interesting. I think that's a really good point, actually. People should be learning how to stay breathing while you're in a bad spot.
How many times when you're with a white belt, like even when you're blue, like you catch and you're like, breathe, breathe. Like you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But what happens when somebody's after you or doing something, whatever, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, you freeze and can't
Yeah.
breathe, and yeah.
No, this is the reason for jujitsu is that you can learn to weather the storm. Your nervous system is adapted to sort of your flight or fight, right? And you're not going to, but you're going to get the hell out of there. You're going to make it.
Yeah.
So what solidified it for me was when I was a blue belt. I don't know if I was really a blue belt. I went to San Francisco for work. And I'm there, like middle of the day, 11 o'clock. I think I told this story, but I'll just share it real quick. 11 o'clock, I go into a restaurant, French Laundry. Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. Like, it's so nice. Like,
Houston loves that place.
don't even start.
You went there during COVID.
It's amazing. It really. So that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I didn't go to like a shitty neighborhood. Like, I went to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I went to like,
yeah.
I go in 11 o'clock, boom, sell my juice in a bottle, whatever. Come out. I got my little wheeler bag. So we carry like most liquor reps. So you carry like a suitcase. Sure. It's a square one, and it's got like it can hold like 12 bottles. So I'm carrying it. Dressed like in a dress, and I see a dude, and he's probably, I want to say, 10 to 15 feet in front of me. And you don't really think anything, but here's the other thing. There is such a thing as gut feeling. When your gut goes off, trust it, believe it. And that's what I did. I saw him, he saw me, and I just knew, like, my spidey senses went off, and I saw him kick up the pace. And I said, and again, my nervous system was already shot. Like, I'm like,
yeah.
So what do I do? Drop my bag, and I get into like a fight sound. I'm like, oh, let's go, mother! Like, we're doing this. We're doing this today.
Yeah, yeah.
And so as soon as he gets to about like, I don't know, an arm, I grab him. He didn't grab me. I grab him, and I grab him, and I just get in his face, and I'm screaming, and I didn't say that. I didn't show this part, but he's doing this. I'm like, you motherfucker. I'm like, yeah. People are like, this is in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming to help me.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit. They're just keep it moving.
Yeah.
And this guy I'm like, I'm going to fuck him up. And he is not, he's probably like the size of, like, he wasn't too big. He's probably 150.
Yeah.
But I grab him. And that's when like, fuck you. today is not your day. You picked the wrong
Right.
today.
Right.
I'm going to grab you. You're not grabbing me.
Yeah.
And that's when like that's what I'm saying. Like your nervous system is already used to fighting.
Yeah.
That when it's put in a predicament, it's not freaking out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like
what a testimonial, right? I mean, like talk about putting it into a practical application, like, because it is interesting how, how we've become adverse to people touching us in public, right? And so all of a sudden you think I'm advancing on this person and then they grab me. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even there. I just could imagine even walking up and having some lady grab my collar and just being like, wow, this is kind of disconcerting, like what is happening right now?
she grabbed me. I'm supposed to grab her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't it. I mean, even just like you could just like think about your mind clicking.
My mom, she laughs like to this day. She thinks it's the funniest thing. She's like, people like, I've had another incident. I'm 125 pounds to 129, depending on what I eat. But I'm unassuming, right? I'm like, I look like, just regular old mom, just chilling. But I've had people think I'm a chump.
Yeah.
And they find out real quick that I'm not, I'm down to get down,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't start any shit with me. But yeah. But that's why, like, I want to go back to, like, that's why I feel like women need to train. If you're with a woman, it's different. You need to shock your system into what it's like a dude on top of you, breathing, sweating, his sweat, and his intent is to hurt you. You've got to know what that feels like. You absolutely have to know, and you have to know it like it's like going swimming. You know how to swim. I know how to swim. I know how to swim. I swim. It has to be like that. It has to be repetitive. It has to be ongoing. You have to get your body and your mind acclimated to the fact that there's a dude that is trying to hurt you, and you need to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So prepare yourself mentally, physically to do those things. And that's why I say, listen, if you want to get your toes wet, stick your toe in the water and do women's class, that's fine. Like we have it. We're going to have it here.
Yeah.
But eventually, little tadpole, you must move on and try to figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking even about what you said in the beginning about not wanting dude sweat all over you, but I mean, I think about this too. Like, imagine the first time you feel dude sweat on you is from a stranger on top of you sweating into your face because he's about to rape you.
Right.
Like, you want that to be the first time that you ever experience something like that? You want to be figuring out how you feel and what you're going to do in that moment?
No thanks.
Like, I think that's terrifying.
Yeah.
You can't prepare for everything.
No, but at least like now, I know when you're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
Because unless you're a jiu-jitsu practitioner, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit in trouble.
But say like, okay, so.
But if you don't know shit, like you're just some dude off the street and I know that there's errors. And when there's an error, that's when I can hopefully get out.
So I don't, obviously I can't speak to this, but then what's your criteria for finding the guys in the gym that you're going to do that practice with? Like, what is?
I'm not selective. I just go with I'll go with anyone. But now that I'm older, when I was blue belt, purple belt, I was like, woo, let's go, like I'll make you are, let's go. Now I'm a little bit more, at, 52, I'm a little bit more cautious. Not because they're bigger. It's just like you said, sometimes you have to be careful when you fall.
Yeah.
If they,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
I roll with JT and he's super like, careful.
Yeah. Well, look at you. You got the skinny JT. Okay. When I was rolling with him, he was twice that big.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, but there's times where he'll like, maybe like he's fallen. Hi, JT. He's fallen or whatever. And like, kind of like he'll land on the spot. You're like, oh, that's my rib.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and it's not intentional, but I have to be like, I just have to be a little bit more cautious, you know? But I will say this, and I heard this on I don't remember whose podcast it was. Kevon, that guy Kevon on Instagram. He's like, everybody should roll with white belts.
Mm.
That's an interesting thought. You know, you're right. Because if you go out in public, you're going to get a spazzy white belt.
That's what you're
right? That's what you're going to deal with. So you better learn how to control them.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good point. Like,
Yeah.
can I get a mouth guard?
Yeah. Get right. A mouth guard and somebody get a bag of ice.
Yeah. So I was like, that's a good point. That's a really good point. I was like, that's not a bad thing to keep doing. Yeah.
Well, I think that's a cool thing. And I think it's an honorable undertaking, you know, and your reasoning for it. I think that's really cool. And I'm excited to come check this place out once it's up and rolling. So when's that happening? Like what's the official plan?
So this is, you know, I was hoping to be done sooner, but you know, I did myself and Angel, my son, and Paul. Let me just say this here. If it weren't for Paul Warren, we wouldn't be sitting on mats.
Yeah.
Like he's my angel. I don't know I don't know how it happened. I don't know where he came from. I don't know why he was so gracious enough to find in his heart to help me out. But he did, and he did an amazing job. And I honestly don't deserve that kind of friendship. But
I don't know about that, but
well, he paid me, so I
yeah.
have to say that. No,
he also paid me. You're such a great guy, Paul, and I.
So anyway, yeah. No, so the whole skinny is this. I was hoping to be done sooner. No, because it like I told you earlier, when people say it's easy, it's not easy.
It's not good.
Nothing has been easy. I don't even want to hear it. Oh, spray gun. No, it didn't work that way. Because spray gun, and guess what? It didn't always work. So I don't want to hear that crapola. It was not easy. It was very, very time consuming and lots of just work. Period. So I could have hired people to do it, but I was like, you know what? This is a great opportunity for my son and I to build something together.
Yeah.
To have this bond and him take ownership of it. I think as you have our sons are about the same age.
Yeah.
And parenting is not over. It's not over, guys. Listen, you know, you're like I don't know, my parents when they were 18, when I was 18, they're like,
peace. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I didn't want that for my son. I wanted him to be able to live at home, come to me with any challenges, and we're family. He's an only child. We got each other, and I want him to see what it takes to build something with your own hands.
Yeah.
And work with other people and meet a bunch of people. So I could have hired people, but I was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it. And we did, and we busted our butts. And but we're gonna open up. The 27th we'll have classes. We'll start classes that Monday. But on the 25th, we're gonna do a grand opening. It's gonna be we'll have food at noon. We're gonna have Handel's ice cream here. So I have 3 different flavors. What else? We'll have open mat. Come in, check the place out.
Yeah, fun.
But that's really kind of it, you know.
Yeah. And so you'll have classes for every age level, and
we're gonna start them at 4.
Okay.
3 is. I don't think that's.
Yeah, it's a little. Well, I guess it depends on the kid, but
it does. But I've done 3, and nothing.
Yeah.
One more year, it kind of like now they're kind of like, well, listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I've taught class in Sacramento where they're literally 4 to 12.
Yeah.
In one class.
Right.
And it's banana.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not no. We'll have classes. So we have teeny tinies from 3 to 4. And then we have Titans 4 to like 6. And then we have 6 to 10, and then teens. And then we'll have adults. And then I also have a hero class. And the hero class is really geared for first responders, law enforcement, that sort of thing. And the reason being, I wanted to do just law enforcement and correctional officers, but the world is not set up like that.
It's not set up like that.
Because if you do specific things like that, your insurance won't cover you.
Oh,
Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, they will not. The insurance companies will not cover you if it's just law enforcement.
Hmm. Interesting.
Classes for them.
That's super interesting. That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
No, because that's what I don't. That's another like pillar of like the reason I want law enforcement to be able to diffuse a situation, be in a situation, again, be acclimated so their nervous system isn't like, let me get my gun. You know what I mean? Or taser, whatever.
Right.
And if I can subdue the situation in a non-lethal way,
Yeah.
I have it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So so we have hero class. It's gonna be like nurses, first responders,
Cool.
correctional officers, anything that you know is serving the community. That's your class.
Awesome.
Yeah. Then we have also a family class, which is a Nogi class on Friday. And it's just a time for families to come in. Mom, dad can't sit over there anymore. And coach from the sidelines that can come in and be a part of it and just learn a technique, do a warm up and drill with their kids and have a great time. And that's a great way to start off your weekend.
100%.
We're gonna close on Saturdays and Sundays. Just to Saturdays because we have tournaments or whatever.
Sure.
And we'll be able to support them and just be there as a team.
Yeah.
And Sundays is the Lord's Day.
The Lord's Day.
So we gotta do that.
So where can people find information?
Easy. So if you go to the website, fairoaks.com, ariesfairoaks.com, go on there. It's got everything in there. It's super, I think, easy. Pricing's all very transparent. Schedules there. If you're a member, you can click and you can even register for those classes online.
Okay.
Instagram, so Aries Fair Oaks. And I think I have a Facebook account, but I got to get that set up. I'm not a Facebook guy.
Me either. Me either.
I have to hire a social media person.
You know, when I set up the podcast, I got back on Instagram and TikTok because I had been off for a long time. And I think I'm going to get rid of TikTok already.
Why?
I just don't. I hate it. I hate using social media so much. And
TikTok though, I hear it's like,
oh God.
But I hear it like moves the needle.
It moves the needle on TikTok if you follow their exact rules and algorithms. And then as soon as you drop off, we'll talk about that more. But
okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway.
Do you sell anything on TikTok?
No. I know people that do. You know people that do.
Well.
But I'm just saying, like, and that's great. Like for them, that's what they're doing.
I mean, like you're like merch, your own merch.
Yeah. I just feel like for me, I just don't need it. I think I can do it without it. And it feels more, it just feels like more of a hassle to me than a benefit for what I'm doing. But I think for something like this, and I think even for Aries Roseville, putting up clips there and showing people what you're doing and building your site there, I think that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'd be happy to help you with any social media stuff you need.
Hired.
Yeah. So we'll get that going. But yeah, I'm mostly just focusing on Instagram now and a couple of other projects that I have going that are completely unrelated to that.
Oh yeah.
That we'll talk about more.
Jiu-Jitsu related?
Not specifically. No, more of like an overall
life.
Yeah, conversation and communication.
I liked the one you did where you were like, I'm grateful for this. And I'll tell you one that I really loved. And this is not you, but I'm sorry.
Okay.
When Jordan sent that picture of the little dime bag. But it wasn't a dime bag, a little plastic bag, right? But it had a like a quote. That guy, I guess he said he used to sell drugs, but now he gives out the Lord's words. I was like,
yeah.
That was amazing.
That's cool.
That was so cool. Like I love seeing that stuff. And if people don't,
yeah, it's okay.
You will later.
You will later.
You will later.
You're just not at that place yet.
You will later.
Well, speaking of gratitude, I always love to end every episode with some gratitude. I was trying to think I think I met you initially just before the COVID stuff. So like just before that. I was still a white belt, and so then I got my blue, like, after we came back from COVID, like, the
Mhm.
next promotions or whatever. Um, so I didn't really get to know you much before that, and I saw you come in after when you started coming back, and I was like, "Oh, I remember her, just your face or whatever." Um, but since then, you know, having spent time talking to you and watching you work with the kids and rolling with you and training with you and having you be in classes, um, I just think that you're a really generous person, like, you have a naturally generous spirit. You it doesn't seem to be difficult for you to wanna help people, which I think is admirable. Like, a lot of people, even sometimes for me, like, I don't wanna do this, I don't wanna help you right now. I'll do it anyway, right? But I don't want to. You don't ever make people feel like you don't want to help them. Like, it always feels uh, like you're just down for the cause, "I'll give you whatever I can." I think that's a really beautiful thing, and I think that just all the effort you're putting into this, hearing you talk about how it's not easy, like, that might seem obvious to some people, but the effort doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna get through this, and the point of this place is that you get to pour your heart in, you get to open it for those people, and you get to prioritize safety for people who don't get safety prioritized for them as often as they should, in our culture, and so, um, I'm super honored to know you. You are my sister. I love
You
you.
are my
Uh,
brother.
and I'm so grateful that I got to come in here and check out your space. And we actually are going to give everybody a little bit of a behind the scenes tour. So we'll put up a little video of that.
Okay.
We'll put it up separately so we can really spread it around and just kind of get the word out. But, anybody out there, if you're listening to this and you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, follow the show, but go find Aries Fair Oaks on Instagram. Go find the website, check it out. Plan to be out here for the 25th and come sign up for classes on the 27th. This school is going to be really awesome. And I'm proud of you for standing it up. So good job. Thanks for
Hey,
being
brother.
here
Thank
today.
you, brother. You got to say gratitude. I need to say gratitude. So I want to start with this. One, I thank God. I thank Jesus Christ for loving me and giving me. And when I say loving me, I mean by the people He's put in my life.
Mm,
And you're one of them.
mm.
And like I was telling you about, even I don't deserve it. I really don't.
Yeah, yeah,
But I love you. Like I get so much love, and it is a reflection of God's love. And I'm so grateful to have you as my brother, as my friend. Your wife is a just a beautiful person. I love knowing her. I love
Me
seeing
too.
her. I am like I love being married to her. But I like, you know what I mean? I'm super like grateful to be able to be in the position I'm in, to be able to do the capabilities I have.
Yeah.
You know, so thank you so much. It was for letting me share this with you.
No,
And thank you for being my friend and for all the graciousness that you've shown me and over the
absolutely.
years.
Anytime.
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. All right. Well, great show.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.